I'm Simon Keane-Cowell. I'm editor-in-chief at Architonic, and this is the third series of 4 talks here at IDD, which we're delighted to be cooperating with Dick Hyder and the team on. And it's also a huge delight to have, shall I call you Susanna or Sanna?
Up to you, doesn't matter.
Susanna Wåhlin from the celebrated Note design studio in Stockholm, even though she herself works out of Copenhagen, to join us here to talk about one of the overarching themes of IDD, which is well-being, in relation to interior spaces. And so by way of introduction, I want to just give you a short biography of Sanna. Sanna's an interior architect and partner at Note, the Stockholm-based studio founded in 2008. And you played a role in shaping Note's multidisciplinary approach. And this is something very specific to and important about Note, because they span architecture, interiors, product, and graphic design. Greedy. She works with international clients such as Anne Tradition. Where's Sasha? There you are. Anne Tradition, Fritz Hansen, and Vibia, developing designs that engage the senses and create meaningful experiences. So we're talking about well-being. It's not a new term in relation to interior architecture and to interior spaces, and it's notoriously difficult, I think, to try and define it. Or what does well-being mean to you in this context?
Oh, what a difficult question, I think. And I have to say, it's not something that we start with when we do a project. Like, how do we make people feel well in this space? Of course, it's part of it, but it's just so much more complex than that. But of course, that's the best thing is if people can also feel well in the space that we do. But I guess it should be that people should feel physically and psychologically well or good in space, and that the space should offer them everything that they came for, sort of, that they should be well. I don't know. I often feel that a space should hold a person, that when you step into a room, you should feel like it holds you, like you are safe, and that it helps you to do what you came there to do, sort of. So when that happens, then maybe you feel well in space.
I think often with these things, it's when you enter a space where you feel the opposite. You don't feel that. That's when you become aware of whether a space has been considered in terms of well-being, right?
Yeah. And now that I got these questions in advance, I have to say. So you.
No, don't say that. Don't
I've been thinking about it for a couple of days. What is well-being? And when I found it really hard to like, even for myself, to explain what it was, then I also thought, what is a space that doesn't offer well-being? And the 2 places that I first came to think of is maybe a hospital room, like a emergency room. Sometimes, I've been sitting there I have 3 kids. I've been sitting in emergency rooms with my children, them sleeping on my arm and in a very bright light, bright white mirrors, completely alone, never knowing when someone is going to enter the room. That is the opposite of well-being, I think. The other space I was thinking about was the corridor in my high school. But in schools, so like all the kids, they spend their time in the corridors, but they are just full of lockers with these metallic sounds, like flipping the doors.
Yeah, right.
And just rushing through them, and no place to sit. And it's not made as a space where you should stay. I mean, it doesn't offer you anything, but yet there they are, and like in between the lessons.
Let's show these good people a few examples.
Slides.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I collected some slides, and later on there will be some of our projects. But I just wanted to start with, because when we started emailing about well-being, I just came to like, what are my best places to go to? And this is one of them. I don't know if you've been, but it's a museum in Copenhagen. It's Louisiana, and that's one of my most favorite places. And it's this old building placed in a park. And when I think of these spaces, it's almost hard to I can't even like remember how it really looks, but I think it's the surrounding park that comes into all these windows. It's surrounded by park and by ocean, and it's just and the building itself is very simple. It is this like low placed bodies of buildings going through this park, and that is magical. And the materials that are there, like you can see, they are like tiles or wood, so it's natural materials, and it just brings in all that light. So I think that's one of the best places to go to. And another one, since I'm working on hotels now, I wanted to show you a hotel, and it's quite simple. It's nothing special really, but it's a hotel in Barcelona. When you enter it, it has a bookstore that you pass. So one of the walls is filled with books, so it instantly catches your attention and makes you feel intrigued and like, oh, I want to investigate this place. What is this? And it has a simple spa on the rooftop, and nothing fancy, no luxury or anything. And I think that first image shows the simpleness of it. That is very nice to me. And they have a lobby which has a lot of clubs in it. So it has a lot of music and drinks and things going on there all the time. And it's quite moody and dark and full of lights and furniture and things happening. But as you enter the rooms, it's super still. And they have white walls and then a very beautiful tiled floor. But the materials obviously that are there are really, they don't want to try to attract you in any way. Going on to, this is one of our projects, talking about well-being. This is a small company of people working together, but they are usually located with their clients, so they don't meet very often. So they wanted a space where they could meet when they're not with their clients. Okay. And they said, so we have this new office for us, but we want it to be a wine bar. And we thought, okay, that's nice. So we made a little office space with a small part of it that was a wine bar. And then they came back and said, no, but we want a wine bar. Only a wine bar, no office. I think this is very beautiful in many ways. This is a tiny place. I think it's 50 square meters. So it is, I'll just flip you through the images. It is, now you've seen both the spaces really, that's it. And they wanted it, they had just been in Japan, so they were very inspired by Japan. And can you make it into like this Japanese, very simplistic place? Yeah. Since we are Note, we then wanted to make it a bit uncomfortable as well, or to like bring it a twist. So we did it, we took the Japanese part of it, but we also wanted to add the modern, some modernness to it. So we have hard materials like metal textiles here. The metal that is like cold and hard towards then very serene and beautiful glowy wood. It has a lot to offer you. Like it makes you look around, and you can always find new angles of it. And you can also choose where you want to sit, and it offers you different things.
But are there certain materials that you would just never use? You just think, oh God, absolutely not.
There's a color I would never use.
Oh, which one is it? Oh, let's have a game. Who think? Shout out someone. No.
It's a purple.
Oh.
No, it just doesn't.
Thank God Prince is dead. He would be horrified, absolutely horrified.
No, but I don't know. It's
why? You know,
to me.
You know, it's I mean, traditionally a royal color.
I know, and I've wondered a lot what it is with purple that I really don't like. And sometimes I'm thinking if it's a dead color to me. It's like,
fascinating.
You know, it's getting weird, but purple and turquoise, I find are very poisonous.
I think poisonous.
Well, this is very, I work a lot with colors.
I'm looking around the room to see if anyone's wearing purple or turquoise.
But
thank God, no, otherwise.
It's fine. Up close it's fine, but in spaces, I think it's also coming to hotels. It's very often these two colors are used as this attraction. We'll put in some turquoise or put in.
But does it not depend on which material that they're being expressed through?
Yes.
I mean, I'm thinking of turquoise velvet, for example.
Or turquoise stone.
Yeah, right.
Marble and turquoise. And so it's not that simple, but But yeah, I find them more difficult to.
Which colors are you? Do you think are most reliable when it comes to?
I think maybe it also has a lot to do with culture. So maybe it's not as easy as to say this works and this doesn't work. But I could just speak from me. I very often think it's easiest to work with the warmer side of the scale, so the beige and the yellow and the brown and the orange. That makes me feel they are softer and warmer, and they're not cold basically.
But looking at your work, it's not only that type of palette.
No, and sometimes you have to have a lot to. You have to have a contrast. The first thing you start with when you do a project is a contact. Okay, so who's gonna come in here, and how do we want them to feel? And it can be like, do we want them to be really calm and relaxed, or do we want them to really socialize and talk, or do we want them to dance? And they can be so much. And after we know that, then we can put in these different colors and material that make people.
Guys, I've been Simon Keane-Cowell from Architonic. This has been the wonderful Susanna Wåhlin from Node Design Studio. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you for listening.